the first time that Kris told me about Lauren, and he said, I met this woman, and I think she's the one. And then he started talking about her like he had some girlfriends in the past. He never talked about them with that glow that he talked about Lauren, and the way that he talked about Lauren. He just kept saying these wonderful things about her. And I knew at that moment that they were going to get married.
Heartbeat in the quiet, spotlight in an empty room, a song in the silence, my dreams come into view. A light in the dark, the brightest star. My beginning. I see it now with you. It'll never be the same. The start of my heart, a river washing over me. When you came and changed everything.
Today we all bear witness to their commitment to one another. We'd like to use also today to honor Joanne DeSimone, born October 13th, and Georgine Heister, October 22nd. Before we begin, if anyone in attendance has cause to believe that these two should not be joined in marriage, please leave because no one cares. Marriage transcends today's celebration. It represents a solemn promise between two individuals, acknowledging that their lives are profoundly intertwined and that they cannot envision their futures without one another. Today's shared journey marks the beginning of a partnership built on love, trust, and mutual respect. They will navigate the complexities of life together, including the future purchase of a condo in Tentacle Acres. Kris and Lauren, I invite you both to take a moment to reflect on and appreciate the profound significance of today.
Kris, when I first saw you at Novum, I thought to myself, he looks like a nice guy. Today, I can say that you are so much more than a nice guy. You are always very thoughtful, extremely kind, and most importantly, loving towards me, even in my worst moments. I love the sticky notes you leave me around the house. I've kept all of them. I love that you always make me dinner for when I come home from work. I very much appreciate that. And most of all, I love the home you have made for us and our 3 cats. You are always doing your best to make me feel comfortable, safe, and loved, and I promise to do the same for you.
Now it's your turn.
All right, hope I can talk. Lauren, you're the strongest person I know. Your fierce compassion is matched only by your loyalty and generosity. You are truly an amazing person, and I vow to do everything I can to match your honesty and integrity in the future. Tomorrow will be exactly 5.5 years since the in-house competition at Novum, which was the first time I talked to you about anything other than the smell of the TheraBands. I can't say if I knew we were going to get married at the time, even though you had already been telling your mom I was your gym boyfriend. But I can say that ever since then, I've never had a moment of doubt, hesitation, or indecision about being with you. I love you, and I cannot wait to continue building our lives together. Lastly, I'd like to read you something poetic that I found meaningful, and I think you'll recognize it. And I watched you in that apartment somewhere from across the room, but it's all a haze. I remember vaguely lights, then staring there to you. It's the slowest days by the bathroom that somehow never seem to go, where I watched you put your makeup on. The smallest sounds leave the clearest echoes.
Kris, do you take Lauren to take her as your best friend and partner in life, to honor, cherish, and love her from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, for all of your days, even though she might end up adopting several farm animals?
I do.
Lauren, do you take Kris to honor, cherish, and love him from this day forward for all of your days, even though he can never stay awake to finish a crime documentary in bed?
I do.
I would have said no. By the power vested in me, I am pleased to pronounce Kris and Lauren as husband and wife. Kris, you may now kiss your bride.
Out the gate, green light on the go. Nothing but smiles dancing out the front door. Can't stop, won't stop, don't you know? I'm a go-getter, living full throttle. Bring on the sunshine. What a day to be alive. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, ready for it.
There was a couple things that I found out that I was supposed to do as father to bride. And I've been to plenty of weddings, but never from this perspective before, so I really wasn't thinking about that. One of them is the dance, the father-daughter dance. For your viewing enjoyment, Lauren and I are going to do the tango across the dance floor. So when I decided to go off script, I decided to Google what you're supposed to say in one of these speeches, because I wasn't comfortable with what I was supposed to be doing. Number one, do you remember when we went to Disneyland, Disney World, whatever it's called in Florida, right? And we stayed at the beach club, and she looked up at me and said, "How old are you, 10? Dad, I like this place." That's all I had to hear. The second thing, you know that book I have on my table in my bedroom? Apparently they mean more to me than you these days.
All the things that he's done amazingly deliberately and carefully. You know, he's not a kind of person who sort of jumps into things. You know, he thinks, he plans, and then he moves. And when he moves, it almost always works.
One of my teammates was being extremely mean to me. This girl had it out for me for whatever reason. So Lauren and one of her friends took it upon themselves to take care of the problem right in front of everyone in the hallway at school. Unfortunately, that girl's no longer with us.
As someone who's been married for 6 years, I feel somewhat qualified to offer a bit of advice. When you found the right person to spend your life with, which you both clearly have, staying curious, kind, and committed to each other is one of the best things you can do to lead a successful and happy life.
One story I'll tell about Kris. We were driving in the car one day, Catherine, me, Caitlin, and Kris, and suddenly he pipes up from the back seat and says, "I could build a stun gun out of a camera." I mean, this wasn't like part of some longer conversation. This was like out of nowhere. We said, sure, Kris, go ahead, yeah. So we got home, and he goes up into his room, and this is when, this is before iPhones. With we had those disposable cameras, that you covered with cardboard and a little cartridge inside. And he comes down around dinner time with a stun gun made from a camera.
So when Kris came along, it was nice to see someone take on that role for her, a protector and someone she can trust. Kris has been such an amazing man to Lauren. The moment they met at CrossFit and had their first date, Lauren knew he was the one.
So with that, let's raise our glasses to Kris and Lauren. Cheers.
Bring on the blue sky. I'm
I gave him his honeymoon picture with him and my mama when they were in Miami, and it's a cool photo because it's like from the 40s or 50s, and they just look really nice in there.